Right, welcome to my new region. And this is a brand new region. This is a quite different it's a quite different region from what you expect. So I have a lot to say about this region. And this is why this is gonna be a multi-part series. I'm trying to get this to maybe 10 episodes per series. This episode is gonna be covering like the first few towns, like maybe the one or two few towns. And yeah. So I don't even know how to start this video, but I feel like this is the best way to start the video. So I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get started in my new Pokemon region. Alright, so I chose Greece for a lot of reasons. One, it's one of my favorite places to be in the world, so I would love to go there. And two, because of Sonic Unleashed. And which is why Autobots kind of gets the replacement. Like, I'm going to use the name Autobots for where we're at in Greece, as opposed to like its IRL encounter place called Athens. And Athens is a pretty big city, so is Autobots. And this is kind of based off Sonic Unleashed, because I played Sonic Unleashed as a kid. I love the game. It's one of my favorite Sonic games. And, well, yeah, so you live on the most southern part of Autobots. It's a pretty big city. And you just moved in less than a few months ago. You came from the Kalos region, from further north. You went from France, the region based off France, to Greece. And as you arrive, you are greeted by a few trainers. Some of them believe you're a Pokemon trainer, and some of them don't look at you skeptical, like, who is this kid? And you get to know them pretty fast, but you don't have a Pokemon, so what gives? You can't really hang with them. Until one day, about a few weeks after you arrived in Greece, the Pokemon professor decides to give you a call and say, hey, meet me at my lab. I'm at the most northern part of the city. But the most northern part of the city is about a 3 to 4 day trek. So you gotta get prepared. So naturally, you get yourself ready for a 2 or 3 day trek, and you eventually head up there. You get to choose between the fire, water, or grass starter, which is pretty nice. But you just traveled across the city. You just traveled across basically the coastline of the country. And while you're on your way up there, you actually end up in a forest, which you see a lot of grass and bug type Pokemon. They don't really harass you. You don't really harass them. Everything goes smoothly. And you also go through a small little river town that, like, right in between the northern part of the city and the southern part of the city, just like this little river that splits the city in half. And the people there are a little strange. Like, they're friendly, but you could tell there's something off about them. You don't know how to respond to it. So you keep going. You go all the way up to the professor's lab, and eventually you arrive there. So initially I was going to continue from here, and I wanted to like get into detail about like the world itself, but I felt like for right now we don't need to go into too much detail. I just wanted to go over like one place at a time. So you just finished basically Athens, quote unquote Athens, and you're there, you're in Greece, you just got to the Pokemon professor's lab. Now, instead of continuing through the world, I'm going to describe this place in a little bit greater detail. Since this is your hometown, this is also where the first two gyms are going to be located at. So, in your hometown, it's a pretty big city. You're near the water, actually. So, it gets really rainy a lot, and a lot of tsunamis and stuff like that. And it's also a pretty quiet place. During the day, people are out, it's pretty busy, but during the night, it's strange because you never hear a noise. When you do hear a noise, it's a group of gangs. It's a gang group that you don't know what to do. You just avoid them at all costs. And it's kind of similar to Lacunosa. You know how Lacunosa is, where during the day it's pretty noisy and people are out and about, and then during the night it's pure silent. So I kind of wanted to do based off like that because I really like Lacunosa, and I felt like that would be like a really nice aesthetic for Greece, especially because what I'm basing this particular world off is also what happens in Sonic Unleashed, where during the day everybody's out and about. During the night, a lot less people are out, and there's a lot more darkness. And the Pokemon change from day to night, similar to Sun and Moon. And so you just made it all the way to the northern part of the town. The northern part of the town is more inland, more towards like the big part of the country. And the professor's lab is in a lighthouse, and he wants to focus on how Pokemon why Pokemon come out during different times of the day. Initially, his theory was that it's because of how they live and their lifestyle, but he later realized something else. They aren't acting like normal. Pokemon are acting strangely in Greece, and he wants to understand why they are. So, he asks you to help him do that for him. Help you explain the anomaly that the Pokemon in Autobots, aka Greece, are acting this way. And you agree, you get your first Pokemon, boom, you're set. So now there's two gyms. There's one gym in the southern city that's gonna be there for a lot later, like way later in the story. But there's also a gym in the northern city, and he's actually the first gym you get the challenge. While I'm not gonna go into detail, he does give you a hard battle. He makes it really difficult for you to win, and you eventually do win, which is good. And yeah, so you eventually do decide to try and leave from Autobots, but thing is, it's just a huge forest. You have a lot of grass and bug Pokemon, and you, as a Pokemon trainer, aren't really scared of grass and bug Pokemon, but you've never been in the forest before. So you decide to head back down to the house, say goodbye to your mom, and make sure you're stocked up again. But then it's nighttime, and of course, at night, no one really goes out. You decide to stay in as well, and you hear something outside. Something weird, something you didn't really expect to happen. You hear the cry of a Pokemon, and it sounds like it's in danger, and you're not sure what to do. So initially, you decide, I can't go out there. It's the rule, we don't go outside at night. But then you remember you're a Pokemon trainer, and you gotta help Pokemon. So you rush outside. You see this Pokemon. It's on the floor. It's nearly unconscious, and it looks at you and it meows. And you're like, what Pokemon is that? You don't know what Pokemon it is. But as you rush to approach it, it disappears, and it turns to dust. Now, initially you think the Pokemon is dead, and well, who wouldn't? It just disappeared before your eyes. What else could have happened? It couldn't be alive, and there's no way a Pokemon just turned to dust. You later find out it's a ghost type Pokemon that tends to play tricks on people. But you want to find that particular Pokemon. You want to capture that particular Pokemon. But you never see it for a bit. So the next day you decide to head north again towards the professor's lab. He gives you the Pokedex and gives you a few Pokeballs and teaches you how to catch Pokemon as per usual. And I'm gonna leave it here. I'm gonna leave it here for now. Yeah, so I'm gonna leave it here. In the next episode, you'll see the first few gym leaders, the first 2-3 gym leaders. We're gonna travel to that little forest that I mentioned, and yeah. So I'm gonna leave you guys here. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like if you want to see this whole series through, because I'm gonna make this a long series. This is gonna be a good long series. I feel like I'm gonna like this series as much as you guys are gonna like this series. So yeah, that's basically it. Stay tuned for episode 2 of My Pokemon World. Peace.